Hey, welcome back to the New Bold Oola Life channel. I'm your host, David Newbold. Last week, Ransom and I introduced Oola blockers and accelerators by talking about fear and passion. This week, we're touching on the next blockers and accelerators, envy and love. Let's get into it.
Let's get bold.
So, as mentioned, I'm here today with Ransom, and we're talking about envy and love. So last week we talked about fear and passion, and sometimes seeing something amazing which another person has or has done can help you find your passion, and that's a really good thing. But as you're looking at someone who is really successful at where you'd like to be or has what you're striving for, it's not difficult to fall into a trap of being jealous of what that person has. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, as long as you recognize it for what it is and refocus your attention and energy towards improving yourself. However, there's a step up from jealousy, which the Oola guys talk about, that can be a serious blocker against making progress in the areas you want to improve. Envy. Envy takes the base of jealousy, but instead of just saying, I want that too, it says, and I don't even want them to have it. At that point, you've switched from striving for a peak that someone else has reached to wanting to drag them off of it. Even if you don't have any direct influence on that person's success or failure, so you can't necessarily do anything that would drag them down, that mindset is like a bear trap on the trail up to the peak that will latch onto you and root you in place, severely hamper your progress, or make it so that all the fruit of your efforts bleed out. But if you're already trapped or in danger of becoming trapped by envy, how can you overcome it? The accelerator Ransom's going to talk about now can help a lot.
Yeah.
Ransom, do you want to take it away?
Yeah, dude, I was getting preached at. I was like, man, I was into the message. I was caught there for a minute. But yeah, this is a perfect segue where I'm going to get the chance to talk about love. Now, love is one of my favorite subjects, besides talking about faith, by talking about grace, talking about Oola. I really enjoy it. But I did want to tie everything back in. So the last episode, I talked about fear.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have heard this personal definition out of this book that people consider like a huge love letter to humanity. They call it the Bible. And has the scripture that says, perfect love casts out fear.
Yep.
That's a great definition. We may even have heard it before, heard somebody say it, but it got me to thinking, what is that definition of love? Because people are like, I love pizza. I love my son. It's only things, but we're looking at something deeper and more rooted. So to find that definition, I actually went back to that same book that I got the scripture about perfect love cast out fear to find that definition. Now that you'll be able to find this in the Bible, it's called 1 Corinthians 13. And this is what it said. And I think it goes perfectly in line with what you talked about. It says, love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. I didn't make it up. It's really in there. It does not boast. It is not proud. It is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres. I couldn't find a better definition in my experience if I searched and had a survey. It's all together in this one place. But this is the thing about it, this thing with love, it's awesome. Now I'm thinking a lot of people out there, if you've ever been to a wedding, then you've heard this. It's traditionally used in so many different places and all the time for different reasons. But I'm going to be talking about not just the love for my wife. Now, look, if you want to check out what that's about, then go check out Oola Faith, a prayer ordered bride. I talk and cover that subject. I want to use this verse above for a different reason, different than expressing romance. I want to ask you a challenging question this episode. Have you had this kind of love for others and yourself? So having a love that is kind, It doesn't, it's not boastful, proud, it's not rude, it's not angered at yourself. It keeps no record of wrongs, and that it always trusts that you're going to do better. It always hopes. It always believes. This is perhaps the hardest place that I personally struggled with. I could give love to other people. I could give love to another human being. I could give love to possessions. I could give love to anything but myself, or keep those records of wrong against myself. And I had to learn to actually love myself and forgive myself. And that is a very, very challenging place to be able to do that. So I want to just really connect with you out there and ask you, have any of you ever felt this way? If you ever felt this way, then I challenge you today, do what I had to learn to do. Start loving yourself. I would say it to you, even if you haven't said it to yourself. I want to say you are the most valuable asset you have. Now I need you to own that. I can say it, but the thing about it is you got to believe it. You have to apply it. Look, don't do what I did. It took me years to come to the place in my life where I could literally love myself, to really accept the fact that I was the most important asset I could ever own, that I was worthy as much of my love as I was willing to give to anyone else on the face of the planet. Look, it took me 35 years to come to that place. Don't wait that long. Start applying it now. You don't have to wait that long to love yourself, okay? So I encourage you to make the choice today, to choose to apply love to yourself, and you'll be amazed how it shows up in other places, and it will accelerate you in your life. I think that's it.
Very
That's
good.
what I want to do with the people, is that.
Okay, that's where we're gonna transition today, so have an amazing day. And that's it this time. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to tap that like button, smash that subscribe button, and share your thoughts or questions in the comments below. We'll be back next week with the next blocker, anger, and the next accelerator, humility. So be sure to check it out. Until next time, remember to seek new challenges, make bold choices, and keep it balanced. Cheers.